Lil Meech breaks down in tears after accidentally hospitalizing his father, Big Meech. In a turn of events that no one saw coming, Lil Meech has been left completely shattered and consumed with guilt after a plan he orchestrated to ambush 50 Cent ended up backfiring horribly, landing his own father, Big Meech, in the hospital with serious injuries. While there was no stabbing or direct violence between father and son, the physical and emotional damage was undeniable. The incident spiraled out of control, leaving Lil Meech sobbing, devastated, and broken as he kneeled by his father's hospital bed to apologize for dragging him into a street-level chess match that nearly cost Big Meech his life. Please do not forget to like this video, share, and subscribe to this channel if you want more updates like this. Thank you. Now, let's get back into the video. Let's rewind the story and lay it all out, because what just happened is one of the most shocking episodes in the hip-hop world this year. For months now, tensions between Lil Meech and 50 Cent have been boiling under the surface. What started as a mentorship, 50 Cent helping Meech step into Hollywood with BMF and giving him the blueprint to build a legacy, slowly turned into betrayal, misunderstandings, and ultimately a beef that not even the prison bars separating Big Meech from the rest of the world could silence. Lil Meech, trying to carve his own name and escape from 50's shadow, found himself being used by Rick Ross, who has his own long-standing feud with 50. The two started bonding behind the scenes, and many believe Ross was intentionally hyping up Meech with bad advice, trying to make him face a new anti-50 Cent narrative. Lil Meech, feeling empowered and maybe even vengeful, started distancing himself from 50, publicly praising Ross, showing up to his events, and even hinting at a new BMF project without 50 Cent's involvement. But behind all this, what fans didn't see was the pressure Meech felt. The pressure to be loyal to his father, Big Meech, who always saw 50 Cent as a necessary ally, even a friend. The pressure to hold up the legacy of BMF without crumbling under the weight of expectation. And most of all, the pressure to prove he's not just a boy playing gangster on television, but a man who can make his own moves. That's what led to this deadly mistake. According to multiple insiders close to the BMF family, the plan was simple. Confront 50 Cent, show him that Lil Meech wasn't afraid, that he wasn't going to be bullied or disrespected anymore. Meech reportedly believed that if he showed strength, even if it meant getting physical, he could earn back the respect he thought he had lost. And strangely enough, Big Meech, from inside prison, allegedly gave the green light to go see 50. Now here's where things take a drastic turn. Instead of sending people to confront 50, Lil Meech wanted to be there himself. Some reports say he flew out on short notice, told a couple of trusted guys to come through, and even arranged for his father, who is currently in a halfway facility and allowed limited movement, to somehow be present. The plan wasn't to attack, but to press 50, apply pressure. But as with most things that go sideways, the energy changed quickly. 50 Cent, being no stranger to confrontations, was already tipped off. The moment he saw who was coming, he didn't back down, he stood firm. But what no one expected was how far he'd go to defend himself. When words were exchanged and the tension reached a boiling point, it's reported that 50's security team responded with swift, aggressive force. In confusion, Big Meech, yes, the man who once ruled the streets of Detroit, was caught in the crossfire. He wasn't stabbed, shot, or intentionally targeted, but he was knocked down during the scuffle, suffering severe injuries to his ribs and shoulder. Sources claim he hit the ground hard, and it was so bad that paramedics had to be rushed to the scene. Lil Meech froze. What had started as a bold act of defiance turned into a heartbreaking accident. He watched as his father, his icon as king, was being wheeled into an ambulance, barely conscious, blood on his lips, bruises on his body. The moment crushed him, and in that instant, the weight of his decision came crashing down like an avalanche. They say Lil Meech broke down right there, begging the medics to let him ride with his father, apologizing over and over again, his voice trembling. This wasn't how it was supposed to go. It was supposed to be a warning shot to 50 Cent, not a sacrifice of his own blood. In the hospital, Lil Meech reportedly never left his father's side. Witnesses say he looked like a child again, eyes red, hands trembling, whispering to Big Meech between sobs, "I'm sorry, I never meant to hurt you. I was just trying to make you proud." Big Meech, Despite his pain, is said to have opened his eyes and gripped his son's hand. There were no cameras, no BMF crew, no stage, just a father and son trapped in a tragic moment of miscalculation. And the most painful part? It could have all been avoided. Back in the industry, word spread fast. Some say 50 Cent was genuinely shocked at what happened, and even expressed regret privately. Others say he's furious that he was ambushed in the first place. But what's clear is that this single incident changed everything. Lil Meech is now facing backlash from both camps. Those loyal to his father, who blame him for involving Big Meech in something reckless, and those loyal to 50, who see him as a traitor who let fame and ego blind him. Rick Ross, for his part, has stayed quiet. But rumors are swirling that he's now distancing himself from the whole fiasco, not wanting to be seen as the puppet master behind the failed hit. Even those closest to BMF are starting to ask tough questions. How did it get this far? Why did Lil Meech let himself be manipulated into thinking this was the only way to prove himself? And more importantly, what will Big Meech do now that his trust has been betrayed not by an enemy, but by his own flesh and blood? It's a heartbreaking tragedy when a son's desire to rise turns into a moment that nearly brings down the entire legacy. Lil Meech, despite his apology, may never fully recover from this moment. The public perception is already fractured. Fans who once idolized him for carrying the BMF torch now see him as reckless, impulsive, and dangerously misguided. Sources say that Lil Meech has since gone into hiding, keeping a low profile, avoiding public appearances, and shutting down most of his social media. Insiders reveal he's been battling deep emotional turmoil, replaying the moment in his head, over and over again, wondering how he let it all go so wrong. Meanwhile, Big Meech is recovering, but the damage is deeper than any physical wound. Reports say he's been quiet, refusing interviews, refusing statements, just focusing on healing while deciding what to do next. Because one thing is for certain, this event will redefine the future of BMF. 50 Cent, who has always seen the bigger picture, may use this moment as a final warning. The industry is cold and loyalty is rare. You either play smart or get played. And Lil Meech, in trying to prove he was a boss, just exposed how vulnerable he truly is.